How to make a mixtape.
He's a good guy, right? He's a good
Great
guy.
Yeah. Very knowledgeable.
Which, the episodes he wanted to do would have been good too, but they would have been extra. Like, he's too much of an expert. I didn't want to do the over expert episode, so I was like, live. This one felt right up his alley, but also like he's going to be talking personal over too in depth, knowing what he's talking about. We don't want people knowing what they're talking about too much on here.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we barely know what the fuck we're doing.
We don't know at all what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So. But that was a good one, man. That was fun. It was tough with the episodes that we had just done prior. It was tough with a lot of the episodes we had done prior because the music we talk about are obviously the bands that we're going to see. So, like, when we said that we did all of the fucking, what's it called? Warped Tour? Like, all the bands I saw at Warped Tour are some of my favorite bands. And it's like, I know. Fuck, well, I don't want to throw any of those out there.
It was tough. I think, and a couple things, too, is like, there was a couple moments. There was like a couple moments at live shows too, where like maybe the whole show wasn't great, but there was like a certain moment at a show that is like so incredibly memorable for me. Sure. And I kind of took those out. I kind of like took those out and was like, I hope I can talk about those moments someday on the podcast when I put those songs on for another reason. Right. But I don't want to pick those because I don't feel like that band was the best band I've seen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, totally. I mean, we did it fucking early on. I mean, on the first episode, I had Weezer on there, and I have the most vivid memory of seeing Weezer at the Metro right after Blue Album, right before. Well, I mean, the gap between the Blue Album and Pinkerton was massive, but I remember going to see them, and the whole stage was set up like a locker room, and I was like, "This is the greatest. Cool. This is the greatest show I've ever seen." I was young; it was still so impressionable. But yeah, I mean, it was tough to separate those for sure.
Like one of them, for example, like I won't say a bunch, but like one, I was at one of the old Riot Fests when it was at that shitty fucking theater venue,
Concord,
and All was the very final headliner, and at that point I had never seen All or the Descendants. So seeing All was basically the closest thing I had gotten to seeing the Descendants at that point. Mm-hmm. And of course, just like everything, it was running late. So they started late. Right. And fucking the city of Chicago, like the fucking fire marshals came in and they shut the electricity off because it was past curfew or whatever. Like in the middle of All's set. And not the electricity, they shut the PA off. But the amps were still on. So All just kept fucking playing and the audience just sang all the songs. So it's essentially like quasi acoustic set, but it wasn't an acoustic set, in this like totally. Old ass theater. Just so fucking cool. But I'm like, I don't know, but All wasn't that great. Like it wasn't that,
Just so, All 45,000 more listeners monthly than Ink and Dagger.
I'm gonna believe Sean though when he says that Ink and Dagger shit was just taken off.
Yeah, so, I'm sure. Yeah.
But I've heard of Ink and Dagger, like Although those other bands we were talking, like Slapstick and Tuesday, like I know those bands weren't big. They were the predecessors to bigger bands, but like those bands have like no monthly listeners either.
Right.
Which is, I guess it shouldn't be surprising to me. It just bums me out sometimes. So I'm like, man, these are influential bands. People should go listen to them.
Sure.
But.
Yeah. Good episode, buddy. That's fun.
Yeah. It's a good time. Feel like I could do like 3 more of those that same episode and still be picking songs. But maybe we will. Maybe we'll do like do the same theme.
Part 2.
Yeah, part 2 with a different guest or something sometime.
Yeah. I mean, we got endless options.
But the last thing I'll say is I'm surprised you didn't pick any metal.
You know what? I mean, I've been to a chunk of metal shows. Like, it's not the genre of music I've seen the most of. But
you enjoy live metal. Like you've often talked about how when like a lot of your favorite metal, like you prefer to listen to the live stuff.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. It gets very epic. The audience stuff.
Grandiose.
Like, that's a great word for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was surprised you didn't have any metal on here.
Yeah. Maybe 2.0.
Maybe 2.0. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to go listen to listen to The Falcon. a little
Oh,
bit.
that's perfect to listen to before you go to bed. Good call.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
All right, better dude.
Later.
How to make a mixtape.